A game. You deleted something. Okay. What was that? Oh, it's a global Twitch emote. Ooh. I like Poros. Poros are cute. Help, I broke something. Ah! Oh, look! A game. I'm not ready for this. I am definitely not ready for this. This is going to end badly, I presume. Also. Yeah. Oh no. What is this map? I love the Poros, they're so cute. And they're nigh indestructible too, which is pretty great. I played League of Legends yesterday. I played 2 games of League of Legends. A friend got me the Space Groove Teemo skin. So, I've been playing Teemo, and I'm quite happy with it. It's a stupidly adorable skin. And I admit I'm a terrible person because I play Teemo. But I like it. Not very good at it, but I like it. Played about 3 years ago. See, I only started playing a handful of years ago. And until I got back into FAF, it was my go-to competitive scene game. And now that I'm playing Supreme Commander again, I barely touch the thing. I don't know where I want to send my commander. I think I'm going to send the commander down there. So we're going to get those units going this way. You're not assisting the bolt, which is problematic. Yeah, Jace. The Poltovan Zornite character. Well, I think he's just... Yeah, just Poltovan. And his hammer does the old switcheroo. He hits you back with it. He's quite annoying. I don't like him. I don't like playing against him. He's quite frustrating to play against. I don't dislike him either. I think I've played him once, or maybe not even. Actually, I don't think I've ever played him. I don't think I've actually played him. If purely just because there was a period of time last year when he was always played. And you know what I don't like? I don't like meta builds. Cogmore is pretty fun. I have a friend who plays a fair amount of Cogmore. This room is now in slow mode for 1 month only. Why is this room in slow mode? This room is no longer in slow mode. What? I didn't do that. I am very confused as to what the heck just happened. One of my moderators in chat by accident? I see, Mathis. You accidentally broke things. You wanted to say hi, and you accidentally put the game or the room into slow mode. Well done. Like, this is not how you say hello. I'm gonna lose that engineer. I don't have enough power for that. Caitlyn is apparently a very good ADC. I've never really... I don't really play ADCs. I play bruisers and tanks is my preferred thing to play. This is a 10k map. Let's hope that the bombs do drop. Okay. I like Soraka. Soraka is also pretty fun. I will admit, I became a Yuumi main when I started playing support roles. But when Yuumi like first released, I was that fellow who played a lot of Yuumi. I will freely and openly admit to this. Just because I enjoyed the cat. Casual cat enjoyer. Oh, there's Reclaim over there. I most recently, like, I think my highest play is probably Morgana, which may or may not be a bad thing or a good thing. I'm gonna walk down here, get my gun upgrade afterwards. I'm being poked and prodded on the top hand side. But I'm hoping I have enough generalized income that... no, okay. Let's get this engineer down here, getting this done, and then I'm going to want to get more land factories. I'm probably going to want to get T2 units and Mexes fairly soon, so let's get that rolling, get the upgrade going. Let's get these moving down here. That's pushing up this way. Like, we've got decent-esque radar coverage in a handful of spaces. We have just been scooted. Yeah, you're going from a long distance away to try and get stuff up and running. It's gonna take 2 minutes to get there. That's a long time. Your best game was with the Karthus and you can have one. Karthus is brutal. Karthus is pretty scary. I've never played him. I figured a couple of times I should give him a try, and then I just proceeded to never get around to actually playing him. Because I do jungle. Jungle was my starting role. When I learned to play Lee, I started off as a jungler, which easily could be one of the biggest mistakes I made. Trying to get into the game as a jungler, of all things. And especially because the jungle is fairly influential. So a lot of games it was quite critical that you performed well. Which I couldn't do because I was literally learning how to play the game. Yeah, there is so much to do. It is a very busy position. Like there is a lot going on as a jungler. But I did love it when I did play jungle. I must admit, I love the jungle. And I still do like the jungle. On the times when I play, I tend to play Nunu. Nunu is my go-to preferred jungler. You miss Old Trundle? I don't know much about Old Trundle, so I can't say anything in said regard. At this point, I've been playing for about 2 years, I think. That's a bit of a lame change. Yeah, that's a bit boring, where it's like, interesting backstory. Suddenly now, I am man with big stick. I go bonk. Admittedly, that is also Nasus. Nasus, man with big stick, goes bonk. And I do love Nasus. I am Susan, and I must Q. Bonk. I am power stalling like a mother trucker. Like, this is an impressive level of power stall. Even for me. 400 negative. Where is it all going? Probably heavy assistance onto this, more than likely. Like, that would have to be my thought. The heavy amount of assistance. We have several hydrocarbons going up as well. That's not going to be helping. I could pause my air production. I'm not going to. I'm just going to kind of eat it, I think. The problem with kind of just eating it comes into the case that I don't have radar coverage. Okay, radar's back, radar's back. Radar coverage is back. This is critically important to us. We're still hemorrhaging power, but we can at least see things every now and again. Mundo's still very scary. That's something I will state. Mundo is still terrifying. Do I have a scout? I don't have a scout. And Mundo's going to remain quite scary with the new tank items. Because there's now an item that gives you maximum HP every time you bonk someone after 6 seconds. And like that is a non-inconsequential amount of bonkage. Like that is a lot of bonk. Mundo goes where he pleases. Yeah, no, he certainly does. He most certainly does. And he's just like, ah, look, an ADC. I'm just gonna run you down. How many are there? I don't know. I couldn't offhandedly tell you. I'm admittedly not that familiar with the statistics in League of Legends. Definitely not anymore. A handful of years ago, maybe. Well, not really a handful of years ago. Never. I'm not even going to try and defend that. Never. I never knew. And I'm never going to know. Because it's not something that disinterests me, it's just not something that I necessarily know about. Look, power. How did that die? Attack missile? I don't see a TMD. But better safe than sorry, as I've learned in a couple of games. Like, I'm losing territory on a couple of flanks, I feel. Because stuff, like, my production facilities are dying. That is something I'm noticing. My production facilities are dying.
System enabled.
Damn, there's lots of reclaims still all over the place. That is PD creep. Okay. Like, that's fine. I'm fine being PD creeps. Reinforce that down this flank here. Let's go and try and take out this set of his stuff. Because we do have a fair force. That maybe we can make use of. Oh, that's I built a T2 Mex here. That's not really what I wanted to build, but I mean, like, I will take it nonetheless. Ashe is still very strong. There's a very prominent support Ashe build that has been going around recently. So she's still pretty good. In fact, I believe Ash support got played at Worlds recently. One-shotting Teemos. No, that sounds mean. Don't one-shot Teemos. What did Teemo ever do to you? Like, what did Teemo do to deserve this, outside of being Teemo? Admittedly, outside of being Teemo. What crime did Teemo commit? War crimes. Yeah, actually, you know what? That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Teemo committing war crimes seems very accurate in my head. Ow. Like, if any of the lead characters were going to commit war crimes, it's definitely Teemo. Winning? I mean, I hope so. That's at least the plan. The plan is to winning. Oh, you killed my unit, you bastard. I sent a scout over just now, but the scout keeps on dying. So I need more scouts, is the takeaway. Ow, that's a T2PD. Yes, I think that's a T2PD. It certainly looks like one. That looks like a large quantity of units. What's a T2PD? Something. I think that's... Oh, that's a commander! So it is. Like, if that's a commander, though, then I can move these over here. Oh, that is a commander and a quantity of rhinos. Haha. Haha. I am dead. I have encountered death. Although, perhaps not. Perhaps I have not encountered my death. Perhaps it is he who has run into his. No, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Look at that. In fact, I am in a strong position now. Because that's the break on that flank. Yeah, look at this. Ha 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 ha. Now, admittedly, he's pushing it to me and down the center, but this is fine. Go, Commander, go! You are the chosen one. Enter his base with the units. There is a T2PD there. I was right. I'm not insane. Fear me, Obly! For I have survived the inevitable. I have not survived death. Mankind shall know fear. What about a T2 radar? Yes. Let's get another one.
Commander under attack. System enabled.
I have a Titan! Bonjour, c'est mon ami. Obly, teach me French.
Commander under attack.
He's dead. Bonjour. I won! The only word I know there is baguette. Se voudras une baguette si vous pais. Pie? How does the P-L-A-I-T, how does that word sound? Also, why do you know French? As dumb a question that is, why do you know French? Are you French? I won the game. I'm happy. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I genuinely did not know that. I wonder how I won this. I've kind of come to the conclusion I want to learn a couple of languages. I'm tired of knowing only English. Well, I say I only know English. I know a couple of, I know bits and bobs of a few other South African languages, but not, yeah, 2 times the map control line you would. Because I overextend. Frequently. And a lot. And I did get swarmed by an entire army of T2 units. So I kind of figured I probably would have died. And as you mentioned, there could have been a strap bomber. Yeah, okay. I suppose, send more and then you can start sniping. Oh god. That's a scary thought. You succeeded. You have scared me. You have scared me both in the game and at the fact that I might go up against you in 1 versus 1s. You have successfully made me fear for my life. And I have coffee. It's gone cold. I was too focused on that last game. My coffee has now gone cold. Oh, we got a game. And now I have that song stuck in my head. Hold the Heathen Hammer High by Tyr. It's like a Norse pagan metal sort of thing. I don't really know how to describe it. If you like a monomarth and you want something that's less guttural and heavy, then Tyr is a very good matchup. And oh my lord, this map. Okay. This map. It has been a while since we've been on Desert Arena. It has been a hot moment. This map has a lot of reclaim. It has a lot of mass, which means more power generators. You know what I'm not good at? Power generators. So, how is this going to go for us? Answer, very poorly. Very, 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 very poorly. But we're going to try and make it work. We're going to try our best. To the point we'll get this, and then we'll just line out maybe 2 or 3 lines of power generators. We'll have the initial build with the engineer, just to make sure that we're getting unit production out. We might go grab... Actually, I don't even think we're going to grab these two Mexes with this command, with this unit. We maybe... Nah. This is what you're going to do. Just align. Literally just align. I will send the commander northwards to go and get stuff. For now, we're going to cloak our Cellin, put him in place, and we're going to power soul. Commander's going to start walking, because these legs were made for walking. I wonder why these legs were made for walking. Like, who decided? Who looked at leggies and went, yes. Walking. That's what I want these things to do. I suppose it was evolution to some capacity, wasn't it? Like, evolution probably looked at leggies and thought, yes, leggies, walking, definitely. It's like, Elsie, have you ever done drugs? No. Why do you ask? Because you're a fucking chipmunk. Actually, let's not. Let's reclaim that. Let's go up here. I don't know. It's describing me as a hyperactive chipmunk fair. I don't know what other terms people would use. But hyperactive chipmunk seems reasonable to me. Oh look, bummer. Oh no! Units! Ah! My weakness! Well, that bomber did not last long. Dying on the internet also it works. Fair enough. I, for some reason, genuinely, once again, did not expect my opponent to build units this early. Like, I have a couple of tanks, but I don't think they're gonna help. Although, apparently they do, because he's built AA. Okay. Cybern AA is not very good at shooting down tanks. I'm just gonna point this out. Now, naturally, that's a lot of units.
Commander under attack.
Shoot. Flag her off. This is mine. I peed on him. Oh, I have a T2 Max. Well then. Not an unwelcome surprise. Certainly one that I do not reject. So many units so early. If I have overcharge, I could go poke them. But I don't have overcharge, so I'm not going to go poke them. Although, I should have an overcharge soon.
System
Oh, I have one. Pokey pokey. Hopefully this isn't going to be dead dog, dead dog. Because I feel like poking might result in my doom. Especially when I'm not microwing the commander at all. So it's like, ah yes, I'm gonna poke you. Oh no, I've died. However could this have occurred? Who would have thought? Gun upgrade. Unit. I can't afford the gun upgrade. Shocking, I know. Well, okay, I can. Barely. Barely, but I can. Well, that would mean you build power. Look, Zershon, I built power, I know. Shocking. Like, who is this? Who is this replacement? Who is behind? Who is behind the game right now? It's Storm. It's clearly Storm. When I say Storm, I don't mean Storm Cleaver. I mean the dog on my shoulder. He is in charge. He is large and he is in charge. But sir, is that legal? I'll make it legal. Ah! Oh! Units! Stop! Stop! I forbid it. No, that's T2! That's exactly what I've done. Finger guns. Keep your finger-based gun-based phalanges away from me. I, for one, have no desire to be, like, aggressively American. Poke. Pokey pokey.
Commander under attack.
Ah, no! Units! Go, away! I am dead. Possibly. I'm possibly dead. I'm possibly not dead. I'm not dead, I'm alive. How am I alive? I need a hero. And he's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fast, and he's gotta be larger than life. Hello, sir. Have you met my fleas and my spam? I named him Frederick. I want another e-storage. Sir, do you mind? Sir, please.
Commander under attack. System enabled.
I would like to talk to you about our Lord and Savior, Mexes Christ.
System enabled.
Have you heard the good word?
Commander under attack. Commander under attack.
I do believe Sir has decided he does not wish to hear the words of our Savior, Mexes Christ. Very well, as so wishes. Goodbye, sir.
Commander under attack.
May you find salvation in the Mex. I like this map. I like this map because I know what I'm doing. I am gonna get in some legal trouble someday with the random shit I say. Or I'm gonna get in trouble with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Inspects Mex finds tiny salvation model inside it. You have found the salvation within Mexes Christ. You are welcome. Welcome, Brother Zereshon, to the cult of the Mex. Ah, that's brutal. I collected double the amount of mass he did. Admittedly, I did have 3/4 of the map. The problem with a game like this is now I have a lot of energy, and I'm running on a bit of a high. I'm now very excited. Which means I need a reasonable thing of get up and go and stretch my legs. So I'll be back in about a minute or two.